Location, location, location. That's that old adage that everybody hears, but what does that really mean? My name is Chuck Disney and I work for Disney Premier Properties at Realty One Group. Today we're going to talk about what those three locations mean and how you can choose that location. These are some tips that you might want to think about when you're choosing your location. Let's say you live in Minnesota and you're going to retire and you want to move somewhere. Well, is that location Florida, Texas, Arizona, California? Where is it? Okay, let's say Phoenix, Arizona. That's fine. Now you got the Phoenix metropolitan area. What part of that area are you going to be? Is it Buckeye? Is it Surprise? Scottsdale? Tempe? What's special about Phoenix metropolitan area are all the diversity of neighborhoods for all the cities. You might want something because you're moving to the Southwest. You might want palm trees, mainly cactus, and desertscape. Cave Creek, for example, you're going to have more of that kind of feel. It's going to feel like the Old West. You might want to feel like you're in a neighborhood where it's a little more like the Midwest. Maybe you want to go to Tempe, Mesa, Gilbert, Chandler, or maybe you want to be where it feels a little more like Southern California. So you move over onto the west side to Buckeye and that kind of thing. Pretty much all those diversity is here for just about any kind of community you're looking for. Once you've decided those locations, surprisingly, there's more locations to choose. Now you've got a planned community, or is it going to be an existing neighborhood that was built years ago? You also might want to look at, are they still building new homes in that neighborhood? And if so, then you're going to know that it's going to be constantly generating more people moving in and new people moving in all the time, instead of an established neighborhood where you're moving into a house that's been previously occupied and all the neighbors already know each other. So those are a lot of factors to consider. Now let's talk about the fact that you've chosen a particular area. Let's say it's a master plan community. Now you've chosen to live there. Now you have to choose where within the neighborhood you want to live. That actually comes down to things people don't really know. And first I'm going to tell you that it's 11 targeted consumer groups, all the way from your first-time home buyer to retirement and downsizers and that kind of thing. So an active adult. So all of those buying groups, the homes are built specifically for you as the consumer for the home that you're looking for. A first-time home buyer is going to be more high density. You're going to have smaller yards, smaller homes. It's more affordable. Now you've started your family and you're starting to grow, and now you need a bigger home. So then you probably move to the next size home. And you move into a house. Usually if you've got small children, most people like a 2-story and they like to have all the kids in the same floor with them next to the owner's suite. And so that's the kind of thing there. When you're in the neighborhood, you're choosing where you're going to live based on the kind of home you're looking for. And those are separated too to get you the type of house that fits your lifestyle for the moment. It's also got a 55 plus component, which is also known as active adult. And those have activities and the neighbors are all like the same age. Now we've chosen all of those locations and we're getting down to the point, where is this house going to be? Is the lot going to be a house that's got walls all the way around it and there's a neighbor here and here and there and there and there? I call it the 6-pack. So you got 3 houses and 3 houses, or maybe it's on the corner. And that gives you nobody on that next door neighbor. Maybe it's actually against a wash where you have nobody behind you. Maybe it's against a street. Some people like that. Just because there's a street back there doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be noisy. It actually doesn't have a house right behind you, so you can get some views or feel like you don't have to look up at somebody else's house out of your backyard. That means that you're going to find pockets of the city that have all of those things you're looking for. Now, I'm going to talk about a particular neighborhood that's kind of near and dear to my heart that actually has a real small town feel, yet it's here in Arizona. And if you went through this town, driving through this planned community, which feels like a town, you would think that you're in Southern California or maybe in the Midwest. So in Verrado, which is in Buckeye, Arizona, it looks like you're driving through a small town. Even the architecture of the homes. You have craftsman style, you have prairie style, farmhouse style. So it depends on the exterior of the homes too. When you're driving through that neighborhood, and you took a picture, and unless you saw a cactus, you might not know, or maybe a palm tree, you might not know where that neighborhood is. So when you're choosing a location, you have to figure out, is that location near your work or near your school or near your church, or what is it that you're trying to be near? And if you're, like a lot of folks these days, that work from home, or maybe you travel occasionally and you just have to get to the airport, that kind of opens up a lot of areas to live in. Let's say you want to move down toward Gilbert, which is also just about as close to the airport as it's going to be from Buckeye. And down there, you're going to find neighborhoods like Morrison Ranch, which has just fields and fields of green grass and whiteboard fences. And it kind of looks like you're in Kentucky. You wouldn't know that it's actually Arizona and in the desert. So those kind of neighborhoods are out there. You just got to know what you're looking for. You need to think about a few more things. And it's going to be a differing set of opinions, depends on who you talk to. If you talk to somebody who's born and raised in Arizona, they're going to tell you that your location of your house should be west-facing backyard to sit and enjoy those beautiful sunsets. They're not afraid to be facing west. It's usually the people that have moved here from somewhere else that's advising someone else, and they say, oh, you don't want to face west because the afternoon in the summer it's going to be hot. Well, yeah, it is going to be hot in the summer. You're right. But if you have a new enough home and you have low E glass and maybe you have some kind of a sunshade or that kind of thing, then for those few hours in the day, it's not so bad. And by the way, the closer you get to the mountain, the more that mountain is going to shade you in the afternoon. And when that sun drops down behind the mountain, it's not as bad. Now, you've got September all the way through pretty much the beginning of June that you're going to kind of like having that west-facing backyard. But maybe you don't. Maybe you want the east-facing. You want to watch the morning sun. That's fine. If you're an early riser and you like that morning sun and you'd prefer to have the shade all afternoon, then certainly east-facing is a great way to go. If you are what they call a snowbird and you come here just in the winter months, most likely you're going to want that south-facing backyard because the south-facing, because of us being in the northern hemisphere, that sun's going to drop down lower in the sky. It's going to come up late in the morning and set early afternoon for most of that winter time. And during that time, you might want the warmth of that sun and the beautiful sunsets you can see from a south-facing backyard. My first house here was a north-facing backyard. I really wanted to face north. I was afraid it was going to be hot. I didn't want to face the morning sun. I didn't want to face the afternoon sun. And I knew I was going to live here 12 months a year, so I chose a north-facing backyard. Really quite nice, but it is shaded pretty much all day. So it depends on if you have a 2-story or 1-story or where the patio's located on the house itself. Is it on that east side or west side or in the center? These are all things to consider, and a good real estate agent will help you make those decisions. To wrap things up, I'm going to tell you something. Be careful who you pick as your real estate agent. You need to get someone who has that area of expertise that you're looking at. Don't just think you can go online and you can find an agent from Scottsdale who's going to advise you on a home and Surprise. They might already have that as their area of expertise, but they might not. You'll want to find out who is the agent who knows that neighborhood, who knows that area. There's a lot more that you don't know that goes into this that I can tell you about what you need to know and how that area of expertise really comes into play in helping you figure out the right neighborhood, the right home to buy. If you have any questions, leave a comment below or go to www.disneypremierproperties.com, also known as checkwithchuck.net. I'm Chuck Disney. You can reach me at 602-617-9516.